TikTok got crazy during COVID and we just blew up. We just went viral on TikTok. So we were shipping orders to New York and California, and we still do to this day.
That's amazing.
So some days you're overextended, some days you're not, right?
Yeah.
It's always a challenge. It is a lot of behind the scenes that nobody sees in a small business. I remember what I needed when I was a vendor. You know, spotlighting and putting an eye on these small businesses has been something that I think that makes Market 535 stand out. There's massive growth coming to Dayton.
Massive.
You know, whether we want it or not, sometimes it's coming for sure.
I think like what I would want a woman in business to hear from this is because a lot of the times, Sherisa, thank you so much for agreeing to chat with me today. I'm super excited to chat with you and dig into everything, all the things you do. So you guys, if you do not know Miss Sherisa, she is a huge community player. She just was sworn in for her second term for the Dayton Economic Development Corporation. She has served us with the Chamber of Commerce and does huge things with Market 535. So we're going to dig in today where it all began.
Thank you for having me. Yep. So I've been in Dayton for about 30 years, raised my kids here, and now I'm a new grandma. But our story kind of starts in business with the Broken Plank.
Right.
And so we've had the Broken Plank now for a little over 10 years. That was our first business that we started kind of when our kiddos were moving into college and we become empty nesters.
Got you.
Yeah. So, you know, creative juices start flowing when you have time for that kind of stuff.
You have more brain space, right?
Right. And so that's how that came. And, you know, we've done amazing with that. And we spent many years doing lots of shows all over Houston, all over, you know, Southeast Texas and stuff. So, you know, after COVID happened, we decided that we wanted to get vendors back out again.
Okay.
Because it kind of affected the small business industry massively.
Absolutely.
So that's kind of where we got the idea for Market 535.
So the Broken Plank operated at like market shows and stuff
Absolutely.
like that. Okay, so that's how like you get that world so
That's
much.
how you get there. So we did all that hard work until you get that established website, until you have those customers checking out all over the United States.
Got you.
So, you know, that's the groundwork.
So you guys become empty nesters, and then instead of kind of like coasting, you decide to start a business.
Right, exactly. I guess we didn't know how to relax, right? We could have just been on vacation or something, but no, my husband, his passion was carpentry.
Okay.
Still is.
Okay.
And so he was already doing things. And so I had a background in like graphic design. And so we just kind of merged those two things together and it was perfect. You know, God's timing is what I say.
Yeah.
So
for sure. Yeah. So you are not only a double business owner and also just incredibly intertwined in the best things about our community, but I mean, you're also a wife and a mom, and a lot of people do not realize outside of the volunteer work that you do and pouring your heart into Dayton, like a lot of people don't understand like how that works or the toll that can take on a family. So kind of how did you guys manage to, because I mean, you've been doing this for years now. So
right. I would say kind of compartmentalizing things, and you have to if you own two businesses. You have to, you know, compartmentalize things a little bit. But I was blessed to be able to work out my businesses where I work from home, so I can have my coffee in my pajamas.
Yeah,
you know, I'm blessed. I'm so thankful for that because that helps out a lot.
Okay,
you know, and then the people that were around me, the customers, the support we had, and then, you know, my family, like my husband, I could not do the Broken Plank without him.
Yeah.
You know, my sons, my daughter-in-laws are a big part of my businesses now. So it's every aspect of both small businesses that we have are totally ran by family. So
that's amazing.
There's no way I could do it on my own.
Yeah.
You know,
that's amazing. I get that question quite a bit. And honestly, I know like for my business, a lot of people see me forward facing, but truthfully, I really could not operate or run the way I run without the support of my husband. He's like the biggest cheerleader. If there's a role that needs to be filled, he does it. Like even at our first market together, like he was the one to come put up the everything. I mean, while myself, My god sister, my sister-in-law, my best friend, we were working the tent. He was going around passing out shirts and driving people to the tent. Honestly, like just without family support,
we tease that the husbands at the market are the unpaid silent partners, right? Because you see them out there putting the tents up and stuff for all the vendors and stuff. So we couldn't do it, without the team. That's for sure.
In what ways do you think you have had to evolve in who you are as a person, or like change certain habits to continue operating and serving the community at the level that you have?
Well, you have to first protect your peace. I will say that, okay? And that's hard because, you can do too much and then sometimes, you can do more. But I think you just have to prioritize, family, always God, family for me, for sure. Then, community and business. So that's the order I operate in. And, I have just really the key to it all is just balance, life balance, taking care of yourself. That's another thing. We have to do that. We're not getting any younger. So, and bringing on more people, like I said, my daughter-in-law, she helps a lot with the market. So she's my right hand as far as Market 535 is concerned. And so I had to turn some of that over. You have to learn to delegate things out if you want to have a really, really successful business, because you can't do it all.
Hard lessons learned for sure.
Yes, right.
Yeah, I struggle with having my hands on everything and knowing that I have to release that.
I think as women, we tend to do that, right?
We?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
We're used to managing a household and the day in and the day outs. So we roll that over into our business and we want to, trying to do all this, but we realize it'll take a toll on yourself if you don't let a few things go.
Have a hard time learning how to say no, or what things you need to say no to?
Experience, time, like everybody else. Maybe my answers were different when I was 30 than they are now, right? So you learn over time, what serves you best and what takes too much.
Right.
So, it's phases. There's a season for everything. And we figure it out as we go along.
I've definitely had to learn that lesson. Because it's true. A yes to something is a no to something else. And we really just cannot expand time the way I think I can. In my mind, I'm like, I can do that and I can do that. But then what will happen is, either sometimes the people who should get the best of you don't.
Right.
Or you show up and you can't really give it what you need to give it because.
Yeah. Well, then you start taking from yourself also.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got to take care of destiny and your time and protect your peace is what I always say.
Yeah.
So
you mentioned being in Dayton for 30 years plus.
Almost 30 years.
Almost
27.
30 years.
Yes.
Okay. So that means you've seen this little town.
Yeah. A lot.
Yeah. Go from what we were used to, what I grew up with, to, where we are today.
Right. There's massive growth coming to Dayton.
Massive.
Whether we, want it or not, sometimes it's coming for sure. And that's part of the reason why I decided to pursue the role that I have with the Economic Development Corporation in Dayton, because, I enjoy growth. I enjoy being a part of that. And so that's how I felt like I could best serve the community, is being a part of that growth that's coming,
Yeah. I feel that you do a really good job of, we're growing, changing, yet you still figure out a way, like with Market 535, you still intertwine the heart of what Dayton has been like. You take care of your neighbor. You know your neighbor. You know those kinds of things. I always see you.
I was on the phone with her this morning.
I always see you, even though you are the mastermind behind this operation. You are going around to the booths and you're introducing people. You're connecting people.
Right.
You make something that's so abstract more,
Right. Well, a lot of that comes from doing so many shows. As the owner of the Broken Plank, we did shows like small church squares, but we did Houston Livestock Show and rodeo shows. So we did a lot of stuff. And a lot of times these vendors, people don't realize the work behind all that.
Yeah.
You spend
So much.
sometimes months and weeks getting your products ready. And then the setup, you're up at 5 o'clock in the morning, 5 hours before before the place opens up.
Yeah.
The setup, the takedowns. And, a lot of the times we would go to these places where the event host has never had to do that. And so that was missing for me when we would travel and do these events. And so I didn't understand. There was such a disconnect between the vendor and the host.
Yeah.
And so I thought, well, I'm gonna solve that problem.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's, and as you know, that's why I'm around, and I speak to every vendor, every single person, and there could be 75, 85, 95 businesses there that day, but I am going to come by and I'm going to check on them and see how they've done and see what we can do differently.
Yeah.
That's just who I am, and that's how I've always run all of my businesses, because it's the way I would want to be treated.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So when you began, so for me personally, I'll say, when I began, I had one thing in mind, really. I was coming from corporate oil and gas, and with my children growing, and then we went into COVID, of course, I just could not show up for my family and be restricted to that kind of schedule. And I need to take off now. And kind of bargaining for my time. So I had one thing in mind. I'll get my real estate license. I'll have more control over my own schedule. And really, that was the totality of what I had in mind for. And within a year or two, it became like this thing that I never even imagined. When you started, did you have like this big thing in mind, or?
So no, I never thought. I mean, we were just taking it day by day, as you do.
Right.
One thing grew into another, and we were growing the business. And, with the broken plank, we started doing subscription box companies. That got really big. And then, TikTok got crazy during COVID, and we just blew up. We just went viral on TikTok. So we were shipping orders to New York and California, and we still do to this day.
That's amazing.
So yeah, we do well on TikTok, and we're so blessed for that. And then we've created a lot of returning customers, and then we do a lot in our local community.
You guys do.
Those are the orders. People come to the house and pick up. It's still small town customer service with us. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. And then, that is, like we said, turned into Market 535. And so, no, I had no idea, of course, but I wouldn't change it.
Right.
It's been so great, and both businesses work so well together.
Right.
So it's a perfect fit.
So doing this for so long as a business owner, what are some of and I asked this question, let me just say, I asked this question because from the outside looking in, I get this a lot. People think rainbows, butterflies, how do you do this? All of this stuff,
Right.
And they have no idea
Right.
the amount of sweat, the amount of tears, the angst, juggling the different pieces, especially for a growing business.
Right.
So what are some of the things, some of the challenges you guys have had to overcome?
Well, just so you know, it's a good thing that you make it look easy, right? I get that a lot. People, I think that they believe that sometimes too, but that's okay, because I want to put them at ease. I don't want them to feel, like I'm overextended some days. Some days you're overextended, some days you're not, right?
Yeah.
It's always a challenge. Part of that's probably taking care of yourself, right?
Mm-hmm.
Giving back to yourself and making sure, that you're not overextending yourself a lot. But it is a lot of behind the scenes that nobody sees in a small business home.
Yeah.
And so it's just, we're lucky to be able to do it at home, right?
Right.
When we have our bad days, we can be at home having our bad days.
I'm done.
Yeah, I'm done. So, there's a lot of challenges involved with that, but it takes a special type of person to be able to do that. And I can imagine that you deal with that too. So, but it's nice to know that people think that we're just,
Yeah, I'm right. Because a lot of times I'm like, oh, it looks like that to you?
Yeah, it was so easy, right? Yeah, but that's nice, that we're able to do that. I think that's a personality type, right?
Yeah. You're probably absolutely right about that. Let's shift a little bit to Market 535. Let's talk about that a little bit. So
Let's do it.
I got to be a part of one of the first Market 535, the first Market 35
Right.
show, right?
You've been with us from the very beginning.
So how did it come about for the people that don't know?
Well, it was really just a collaboration with me and a friend of mine. We got together and we wanted, again, just to get the small business community back out. And, being a vendor myself, that was a big goal for me, is to get them back out making money, after COVID. So that was really the thought behind it all. And then, like I had said before, to put on an event that was ran a little bit different from the perspective of a vendor.
For sure.
To make it a little bit easier and not such a transactional type thing, not just offering a spot at the show for the day.
Yeah.
As you know, Market 535, we do a lot of advertising. We're growing, we're promoting. That's the goal. Is I remember what I needed when I was a vendor, and spotlighting and putting an eye on these small businesses has been something that I think that makes Market 535 stand out.
Yeah, I think one of the really cool things that you have managed to do with Market 535 is, one, it is absolutely amazing for the vendors and for the people who participate. But the other thing, and I don't know if that was intentional or not, as we know, Dayton is a smaller community, but what Market 535 has managed to do is give the people in the community something to do, something to look forward to.
Yeah, and I guess what you're asking is, was that intentional? So yeah, I mean, it really was intentional because, we raised our kids in this town. There was a need that needed to be filled as far as a lot more community organizations getting together, small business needs, but I'm from the school of thought that if it's not a good time, then what are we doing here? I wanted to make sure that we were having fun and that anybody who came out, whether you were a parent, a grandparent, a child, there's something for you guys to do.
Yeah.
It's not just, come out and just shop. Shopping is a huge part of it, the vendors. But we have live music.
Yeah.
We usually have a kids section for, like, Doodlebug Studio comes out and they're doing artwork. There's some sort of, there's always something for kids to do. We've just wanted everybody to be able to come out, see your neighbors, meet new people, which we do every single show. We meet new people that have, come to this from other cities. We're bringing vendors and shoppers from as far as Galveston, Lake City, Conroe. So that's really the idea. I always say we're kind of bringing some of that Market 5-3 Dayton magic. We're inviting them to come share in that with us. So it's just that small town vibe that I think that everybody's enjoying, but you can have a good time, come eat supper or at lunch, whatever time of the, and just enjoy yourself.
I love that. So in 2 weeks, you'll have first
June 20th. June 20th is our first. Technically, it's Dayton's first summer night, first night true market. So right now we have right at about 70 vendors. We have a live band or a full band. There's going to be all kinds of things to do for the kids. We're doing like make and take gifts for Father's Day. So dads and kids can come out and make things together and
I love that.
Take it home because Father's Day is that Sunday.
Yeah.
So there's a lot going on and it's going to be really nice. It's going to be a nice night. We have a winery coming in. So our friends at Yepes, they're coming out and they're going to be serving the wine.
Okay.
So the adults will have a good time too. And we're encouraging everybody to bring their dance shoes because we have a full live, band out there.
So I can't wait. I will surely be on the dance floor.
Absolutely.
I love it.
I hope so.
So what are you hoping for over the next couple of years for Market 535?
So my goal has always been to bring people into Dayton.
Right.
And I come up with a phrase a very long time ago that I still use, and it's all roads lead to Dayton.
And it's so true.
It is true. And now more so than ever with 99 and everything. And I've said that for years. And,
I want you to know I'm probably going to steal it.
You're going to hear
might
be trademarked.
Well, I will let them know you said it first.
Yeah. So
all roads lead to
I've
Dayton.
been using that for Market 535. All roads lead to Dayton because that's, how it is. And we typically, that's the goal. That's the goal, is to bring people from all over the place. To Dayton is a wonderful place. And, not a lot of folks know about us, but we want to bring not just our community out, but like I said, we want to bring shoppers from all over the place. People can come stay in our hotels. People can come eat at restaurants, even outside of my market. A lot of our vendors come and stay the night in hotels. And a lot of shoppers, they'll get a quick bite there, but then they might go that night for dinner somewhere or enjoy all the entertainment and things that we have to offer in Dayton, Texas. So
I love that. And that speaks so much to who you are. Like, it's literally who you are.
Yeah, and it's not something I planned. It's just that's who I am, and that's
I think like what I would want a woman in business to hear from this is because a lot of the times we're looking through the lens of like adjusting ourselves or trying to find our way to fit into the marketplace.
Right.
When really I think the world needs so much women in business, because like you've taken something and not just like figured out, okay, how can I gain from this monetarily, but you've been able to do that while also building so many other businesses right along with you, contributing to the community around you.
Right.
And it's just from the heart of who you are. And I think it's so important for women, especially young women, to understand, because right now on social media, all you see a ton of like glamorized, and which is great. We want it. We want people, we want it to look good, but at the same time, like you can be exactly who you are.
Right.
And the market will make room for you.
It's not always pretty.
No, it's certainly not.
Yeah.
But the market will make room for you. And
absolutely.
I mean,
that's our goal. We have a variety of people out there, and some people come to us that maybe just selling something on Facebook Marketplace. That these women haven't started their business yet. And so that's something I take a lot of pride in, is that I will show them how to get their EINs. I will show them how to get their LLCs. It's not just like, hey, you have to come to us ready. I do a lot of mentoring and helping these small businesses out, because you got to start somewhere. And a lot of times people just don't know where to start.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, just the basics,
Yeah, for sure. And that, I mean, honestly, it's so true, because I literally came to you with this like, hey, this is what I want to do. And like without it's like, oh yeah, I'm in, just tell me
what.
Well,
it was you, Destiny, of course.
I love you. I want you to know, like, I truly, I honor you.
Thank you.
And I appreciate you. And I'm so grateful for all that you do for this community, and all of the positivity you bring to this community. You are a gem, and I want you to know that so much.
Thank you. I appreciate you so much. And I feel the same way. Like I said, you've been a big part of the story, and it's people like you that have made Market 535 such a great place. It's real faces from our community and our town. It's, when you come out there, you recognize, you're coming to hang out with your neighbors, really.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So June 20th, guys, is Summer Nights. This is Market 535 and Dayton's first evening style family event. There will be a ton of vendors, live music, good food, things for the whole family to enjoy. So you guys come out and support. So thank you so much again. And thank you guys so much for joining in on the very first Chat with Destiny.